we talked about the legacy conversation for Brady. He's the greatest ever. It was before this, it was true. After this, it's true. Is it more true? Fine. If you want to say it's more true, whatever. He's the greatest ever. Leave it at that. The legacy conversation for Mahomes that's been happening in the last couple of days is really interesting to me because I personally don't think he played a bad game, but he did not play like the worst game ever. He played the worst game of his career, which I mean, he's had the best start to his career of any quarterback in NFL history, just about. He had won 25 to 26 games, I believe, coming into this one. Now it's 25 to 27. That's not so bad either. He's injured against a great defense with a destroyed offensive line. And there's every excuse in the world for this team to lose this game. And was he good? No. But he made 2 or 3 passes that were unbelievable. I mean, the one that's going to live on forever is the one where he's completely sideways and hits Darrell Williams in the face. But I think that the game was there for as crazy as it sounds. But if Mahomes played exactly how he played, I think a couple things go the other way, and this is a closer game than it was. Mahomes is not out of the legacy conversation to me at this point. There's a long way to go before we get there.
Oh, totally. He's 25 years old. I mean, it's not like his career is over. But to me, Mahomes has been the biggest threat to this undisputed GOAT title we keep tossing around. There have been guys like Aaron Rodgers, or even at a time a guy like Russell Wilson, who looked like they could challenge that. But no one has had the success that Mahomes has had this early into their career. And this was a game where he kind of had a chance to really elevate himself beyond other people in their contention to Brady's throne, whatever you want to call it. And whatever Mahomes does for the rest of his career, because it's going to be great. He's going to be back in the Super Bowl again. He's going to win MVPs. But at the end of the day, we're never going to be able to forget the time when Brady beat Mahomes when he was 43 years old.
And 41 years old. Or 40, 41. The AFC Championship game.
Yeah, of course.
Right, just recently.
D Ford offsides.
Right, D Ford was offsides. That wasn't Mahomes' fault at all. But yeah, you're shaking your head, Chris. Yeah, that was really annoying. But yeah, I think you're 100% right, and I think that something Romo said at the end of the game was really interesting. He said the game was clearly over, and Mahomes is sitting on the bench, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this young man, he's amazing, yeah." And he said something like, "If Mahomes wins this game, and it's 6-2, that feels doable. But 7-1 feels really, really hard." And you can't deny that. You can't. 8 is a lot of 8's more championships than anybody in history. So is 7. That's a lot of championships.
I can't disagree with that. I'm with Jack, though, in terms of Mahomes' career outlook. I think he's so young. This is just, man, if players are going to be learning empirically, from their mistakes, this guy's had no mistakes to learn from. He's allergic to playing a bad game. His QBR is just never too low, and he's always just giving you elite quarterback performance. I think it's so early in his career, this is going to feel like a big loss right now, because how many other Super Bowls that Mahomes appeared in do we have to compare it to? Not many.
Right.
And for an athlete of his just level of talent, elite production and elite talent, we have high expectations. We know there are more Super Bowls coming, not just appearances. You have to assume Lombardi's are going to be on the way to Patrick Mahomes' house, or the Chiefs' facility, rather. But the finals MVPs will go to Mahomes' house. But just, it's too early for me to make any large statements in either direction about this loss. It's as if a stock just opened up on the market, and it has a huge spike at first, and then it has a noticeable dip, and you're sitting there like, man, that's a big dip. I don't know going forward. It's too early. There's been nothing really to compare it to. You don't have enough just history. You don't have enough game logs to look at it's clear from the eye test that this guy is an elite talent, someone that I'm willing to hand the keys to my franchise to. Can't make any strong statements in either direction. I'm not going to say, oh, he played a perfect game and his team failed him. I'm not going to say he stunk it up and they would have won if they had Eli Manning at age 44 starting a quarterback. You know, I can't. I'm not going to say anything crazy either way. I think this is going to be a loss, and Mahomes' Super Bowl record, one that is going to, whether with wins or losses, pile up to include a great amount of appearances over the course of his career. I can't see this having too great of an effect on his legacy overall.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's the first real blemish of a resume that has basically none, and will probably have very little by the end of what already you could argue was a Hall of Fame career from Pat Mahomes.